Hey Frugivore, welcome back to Frugivore Diet Channel. So today's video, we are going to react to MissRemiAshten's latest cooking video. And it's just a shocker. I'm just blown away that in 2021, Remi still hasn't made the connection. And especially with her PCOS, that's what we're going to talk about, the PCOS connection to diet. I'm going to talk all about that as well and just try and help her because we're not going to give up on her. We're not going to give up on Remi, but we are going to try to knock on her door and, just deliver the truth, right? It's just amazing that she hasn't listened by now. But anyway, if you want to see more of these videos, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you don't, just do something if you want to see more of them. And let's get into it. Let's help MissRemiAshten once again. Okay, Frugivore, here we are back on MissRemiAshten's YouTube channel, and she now has over 2.5 million subscribers, which is just a mind-boggling amount of young women, right, to get the message that Remi is putting out. And thankfully, not all of her subscribers are getting the message because this video is about 2 days old and it's had just over 120,000 views, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like the 2.5 million that she has on a subscriber list. And the reason I say thankfully is because I've already been warned about this video by some of you frugivores have let me know that it does contain animal bits and pieces. And I'm just like blown away. It's 2021 and Remi is still consuming animal bits and pieces. And a lot of you know that I've tried to help her over the years to make the connection between her weight gain, her PCOS, and what she eats, because these three things are intricately involved, linked. They cannot be unlinked. And we're going to talk more about that. So let's get into it. Cooking with Remi, episode 1.
Hi guys, and welcome to Cooking with Remi.
Okay, and let's just call a spade here. She is obviously gaining weight. She is on the gain. She is not at a healthy weight for her frugivore genetics. She's not meant to be carrying this much weight. And this is not a judgment on her character at all. This is just a purely physiological observation here. Your weight does not define you. Okay, this extra flesh that you have accrued, that you have accumulated, does not define who you are as a person, okay? It's just temporary weight, and you can begin to lose it at any time that you want, okay? You are not fat, you just have fat, okay? Don't make it your identity, because then when people speak about your weight, then you take offense to it, and then others take offense. There's no need to take offense when we're just purely looking from a physiological standpoint. It doesn't make her a bad person, of course, doesn't make her ugly, doesn't make her any of those things, but it can make you experience health issues. And that is what's really important here. And also the connection with obviously taking the life of innocent animals. So I just wanted to clear that up initially. Like I said, she's been on low-carb diets. I made videos about this. She's been restricting for years. So this is just natural, right? Where's the food? I feel like that's what I'm going to be saying after watching this video. And obviously, I cannot watch this whole thing. It's going to be too long. But yeah, hopefully there's some actual food in this video, not just animals.
You guys, it is finally here. I've been wanting to do this for so long for you. Over a year ago, I promised this whole thing. And honestly, I realized that I could not do it by myself. So I have a wonderful team with me here today. And I'm finally bringing to you guys a full-blown cooking show on this channel. Okay,
that's a bad thing. That is not good. And some of you may be like, what do you mean? Like, she can do what she wants, and she can do what she wants. She can host a cooking show, but it is highly irresponsible when you are clinically obese, like she is, and you have health issues like PCOS, for example, which is caused by diet, which we're going to talk more about. It's highly irresponsible for you then to make food recommendations for the public. Okay, because that is just spreading disease and it's spreading obesity. That's just the truth of the matter, okay, to other human frugivores. It's dangerous. It's spreading a dangerous message. So firstly, I just have to make that point. This is highly irresponsible for her to host a cooking show because she obviously does not know about health. She does not know what it takes to be healthy. But we've been trying to help her, right?
Also, stay tuned. There's going to be so much more cooking content on this channel. So if you guys like that, get excited. Give this video a big thumbs up.
No, I have to give it a thumbs down, okay? And it's not because I dislike Remi or anything like that, but the message is irresponsible. She should be healthy before she puts out meal recommendations.
Today's video, I thought I would start with my absolute favorite Korean comfort dishes, things that I've been eating my entire life that I love.
Okay, so let's move on to the cooking. Remi, this is serious. It's time to make the change. I know how hard it is to deal with health issues because before this lifestyle, I had plenty of them. And I know that weight loss is really important to you. So I'm going to show you my body. I'm just going to show you up close the fact that I don't have any weight issues eating all I care for, all the carbs I care for over 14 years. I don't have any excess fat that is hindering my health, and like I said, this isn't a personal attack against you or anything like that. This is about helping you with your health. The excess weight is just temporary. Okay, you can get fit, healthy, and lean like myself and like many others easily. It will take some time for your body to balance out, for your hormones to balance out, but it does work, this lifestyle. The Frugivore diet, which is basically outlined in the Go Fruit Yourself book, or Raw Till 4. I recommend you just jump on Raw Till 4 as soon as possible. You need to obviously stop being in pain. Because I just know, even though you put on a happy face, I know you are suffering and this sucks and you don't have to. Check out my books. The link is in the description below to the ebooks. You can get them instantly. You can get my whole life's work in a bundle for a very reasonable discounted rate. Or you can get the physical books on Amazon. But I recommend the ebooks because you can just download them instantly and change your life, starting now. Okay, so the purpose of this video is to help Remi and her audience make the connection. And some of you in the audience obviously make the connection between her weight gain, what she's eating, and PCOS, the disease process that she has begun in her body, because something like up to 20% of the female population has PCOS, which is a hormonal imbalance essentially. Okay, and it can lead to diabetes. Something like more than 50% of women with PCOS will develop type 2 diabetes by 40, by my age. Okay, and I have no issues at all with my blood sugar. I've had my HbA1c test, pre-diabetes test. I have absolutely no issues, and I'm 41 soon. And around 50% of women with PCOS are obese, and Remi is clinically obese, okay? So we need to just be really honest with each other here and help each other and just, take away the offensiveness of talking about someone's weight, because it's not who they are. It's extras, okay? It's extras that they can lose. So don't make it your identity, all right?
Begin by making the sauce. I'm going to take gochujang, which is a Korean pepper paste, which actually is more sweet than spicy, I would say, which it doesn't look like it at all, but it really is. Soy sauce. Oh my God, that ASMR. I can feel it. Sesame oil, chili oil.
Okay, so here is part of the issue. First up is the oil. Okay, if you're having this lamp oil, which human frugivores have no need for at all, it's just refined fat. If we have this in our diet, it's going to cause issues with our blood sugar and our insulin levels. PCOS is largely caused by high insulin levels, and that's what happens when you have excess fat in your bloodstream, even from plant sources. Yes, that's why part of the reason I recommend a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet, whether it's cooked or raw, okay? Because excess fat in the blood is not going to allow the sugar, the glucose, to enter the cell. It coats the insulin receptor sites. It makes it almost impossible for the sugar to get into the cell and to fuel you. And then we see the pancreas releasing more insulin into the bloodstream, trying to get that sugar over into the cell, but it just is not happening. And then it leads to these issues like hormonal problems, a bunch of issues, diabetes, obviously hormonal issues like PCOS. And that's just the first thing I noticed. The oil is an issue.
Which is so good. Sugar. And gochugaru, which is...
So she had the sugar. It was just a plain refined white sugar. Wasn't even attempting to, put coconut sugar, which has, more micronutrients involved in it. But there's a problem, hey? You have that oil going in the blood, and you also have that refined sugar going into the blood. It's not the sugar's fault. Please be clear on this. It's not the monosaccharides. It's the fact that they're not allowed to go into the cell where they're designed to go. Okay, they're held up in the bloodstream too long.
The Korean spicy chili flakes. I'm going to first start off by cooking my ribeye. You can use whatever meat you want in this. You can do seafood. You can use whatever
meat you want. You can use whatever animal you want. Meat is a euphemism, okay? Animal is what those chunks of flesh were. They were from the body of an animal that wanted to live, that had their own purpose to exist on this earth. And, you know that Remy is an animal lover with her dog and everything. Imagine she had a calf or even a cow around her. She'd be like, oh my God, it's so cute. But the cognitive dissonance is so strong here because she doesn't see that process. She doesn't see the process before, the animal getting to her plate, what actually goes on. So this was an animal that wanted to live, right?
I'm using ribeye because I like the fat in the dish. Spray.
Wow. Okay, so there you go. There you have the issue. I'm using ribeye. I'm using cow because I like the fat in the dish. Right, so you can see there's a big issue here because high insulin levels are what is causing PCOS essentially. So if you've got this excess animal fat in particular, it's also not good from plant fats to have excess fat in your blood, but if you've got it from animal fat, it is even worse, and the animal protein is contributing to the PCOS. And I'm going to either insert a raw vegan testimonial from an individual who came on Raw Till 4 and is healing their PCOS.
Raw Till 4 is also healing my PCOS because my periods get regular. I got tested on my hormonal imbalance, and the blood test showed that the imbalance is, of course, still there, but it's much, much less than it was before. So that's the story about how going bananas with Freelee the Banana Girl saved my health, and about how PCOS is getting healed thanks to Raw Till 4.
There's many women healing their PCOS on Raw Till 4 and Raw Vegan. Okay, it's not unusual because you are lowering the fat content in your bloodstream and allowing that transition of the sugar into the cell to actually happen.
Oil.
Wow. Yeah, so there is the animal and there is the oil. So this is obviously a big problem for her. So we're going to move on to the next recipe because we can clearly see what the issue was for her PCOS, the high insulin levels caused by the animal protein and the animal flesh, mainly the fat content and the oil. So there you go, Remy, you got to give it up.
I'm going to take some vegetable oil, put it in my little pan. Then, this is the star ingredient. This is jajang, which is...
That was a lot of veggie oil, right? A lot of veggie oil.
Black bean paste. It looks like tar. I would not recommend eating this on its own, but it is so salty and adds so much flavor to the dish.
So it's so salty. That's obviously not healthy, and it's going to retain more fluid on your body. That's not going to help your weight loss goals and your health as well.
So we're actually going to fry the paste, which is kind of a different tactic, but it tastes really good. So I'm going to fry this in the pan. Ooh, okay, it's getting
Oh, wow, that is a lot of oil. That is it's very obvious what's happening here. She's gaining weight as a result of her diet, and it has caused her hormonal imbalance. It's caused her PCOS. So if Remy gets it together and actually goes vegan and goes low fat, high carbohydrate vegan, Raw Till 4, raw vegan, then her life is going to change, right? She's going to get healthier. She's going to lose weight. And as a result, she is going to, overcome PCOS like so many other women have on this lifestyle and on a vegan lifestyle even, because you're removing that animal fat.
I'm going to add some sugar in, and we're going to fry this for a couple minutes.
Got to get the sugar in, obviously, because it's just going to, be salty. But, there again, that oil and that salt is going in. So you can see the extent of her weight gain here, and her hair, she has hair extensions. I can tell it's not her real hair because PCOS can also cause hair loss. But let's call it what it is. Animal bits and pieces and a high fat diet can cause hair loss. That's what's going on here. It's, we call it these trendy names like PCOS, hormonal imbalance, but it's actually the diet, the components of the diet that are causing these health issues.
I love you so much. Thank you so much. So I have this going on medium heat, and I have here in a little bowl thing, pork belly in which I sliced up. Traditionally, this recipe is made with ground pork, but I like pork belly.
This is the pig's belly, which is just disturbing. Stop eating pig's bellies. Like, oh, so you can see how much fat is included here. So traditionally they would have been eating a lot less fat from the animal.
I cut my pork belly up into thin slices, added in a couple tablespoons of mirin to start marinating the meat about 10 minutes ago, a couple tablespoons of ginger, and now into this hot wok. I'm gonna throw this in. No oil or anything. We're gonna let the fat render and cook in here. Wait for the sizzle. Wow!
It's just disturbing. Like, she doesn't have any connection to the animal at all. She is so just buying it from the supermarket, buying from the butcher, whatever. And there's just no thought process at all to the animal. And you saw how much fat was in that. Incredible amount of fat. Remi, you need to stop eating animals. You need to stop eating so much fat. It is just, it's ruining your health.
Taking the pork out of the pot, I let it get really nice and brown and crispy.
And there's another issue. She's making it even, class 1 carcinogen. It already is, but it's just intensifying it with this kind of burnt edge, this carcinogenic fat. Let's just move on to the next one because we can see what the problem is with that one, right? And it's quite frightening, right, that 50% of women who have PCOS will develop type 2 diabetes by the time they're my age, which is essentially still quite young, right? And they're going to be have to shoot up insulin. That's just not okay because their pancreas is just failing. And yeah, you really need to get the excess fat out if you want to heal your PCOS.
Spoons of hot honey. This is my favorite hot honey to ever exist. It's from a company called AR's Hot Southern Honey. I will leave them linked down below. It's incredible. If not, regular honey works. You can add some chili flakes in here if you want to make it a little spicy. A little bit of sugar. Add that in.
So you need to get that sugar in because we're human frugivores. So she's adding honey, she's adding sugar.
Ooh, it smells so good. Moving on to the chicken. This recipe goes
the dead bird. So she has dead bird now.
Really quickly, I have my chicken wings over here, and I've
so she has the wings of someone who wanted to live. So these are someone's wings that used to flap around, who used to exist, have live their own life, and she's eating their wings. You're eating someone's limbs. It's disturbing.
Them dry. I have a mixture of drums and flats. You want to make sure they're extra dry so that all of our delicious breading mixture can stick. So I'm going to take the chicken, just going to roll it in the cornstarch, get all up in the crevices.
Oh, and then her nails. Her nails are just like, this is, not only is it unhygienic to eat animals, to eat dead bird in particular, the salmonella risk is incredibly. It is just watch out. I've had actually a relative who has had gut issues for years and years from eating like slightly undercooked dead bird. Be careful, I'm telling you. But her nails as well is just contributing bacteria. It's so unhygienic.
Off the excess. And this is going to create a really nice crust with the skin to make it crunchy and light and airy. Otherwise, it'll drive the temperature down and then your chicken won't fully cook and then you'll get salmonella and then that's not good. We are almost...
there you go. Then you'll get salmonella and that's not good. She actually said that. All right. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth risking salmonella when you eat? Of course not. This is dangerous food. It's unhealthy. It's causing her PCOS.
And guys, we have our wings here that look so crispy. Wait, I got to get a little ASMR on here. Is that good? They're extra crispy,
All right, so I'm going to leave the video here. You can see what's happening here. MissRemiAshten is causing her health issues. Okay, her diet is causing her health issues. Her high insulin levels are what is causing her PCOS. This is a hormonal imbalance caused by her diet. You're a human frugivore. You just cannot eat this way. She's having fried dead bird. This is incredibly fatty. I just can't tell you how fatty this is. And PCOS is the number one cause of infertility in women. It's very serious. Okay, so and menstrual issues, heavy menstruation, and this clears up on a raw to for a high carbohydrate and like raw vegan, especially frugivore diet, clears up completely. You're not going to have these issues if you stick with it and you keep the amount of fat in your bloodstream low where it's meant to, where it's reflected in nature. We wouldn't have had a lot of fat. We wouldn't have had this lamp oil in our diet, and that's why you can see the human frugivores of the world. These females are suffering so much with these hormonal imbalances and cysts on ovaries. It's just not a natural thing that you're going to see in wild animals. This is a modern disease caused by our sick diet, which is not meant for the human frugivore. Okay, so please let Remi Ashten know, help her make the connection between her weight gain, her PCOS, and what she is eating. And the fact that it is animals. She is eating animal bits and pieces, and it's 2021. Please leave them alone. Let them do their thing. Let them live their life, and you live your life healthy as a plant eater like you're designed to be. All right. Don't forget to go fruit yourself, and I'll see you soon.